the gym. Go ahead, tell us about the list, man.
As everyone knows, the NCAA changed the rules, so a lot of it's not as many live periods. So you basically have 2 main weekends where you have to, college coaches get to recruit players. They get to come to the gym and check them out. And this is a significant setup. Whereas, shout out to Capital Hoops and DeMatha that they came together with, along with the WCAC, who sponsored the event, and they held it at DeMatha, where they would invite all teams in the area to come play like 3 games a day, 2-3 games a day, from last Friday to last Sunday, in front of college coaches. I think it was around, from what I saw on the list, I think between around 50 to 70 programs in the gym at one point or another throughout the weekend. The only negative part that sucks, and I have to bring this up, and it has nothing to do with the event, in Maryland public schools weren't allowed to play in it. And I also learned Virginia public schools weren't allowed to play in it as well. So, because they didn't sign off on it, which is disheartening coming from, former guy coming from like Friendly High School, from a public school. How are you going to get these kids opportunity? Because, they play against the DeMatha, so to speak, and they drop 30. That might be their one chance to get a scholarship that's been taken away for no reason. And from what I'm hearing from talking to a lot of people, it was just merely just signing a form by the powers that be, and they just didn't do it. So that was disheartening. They had to change that. But all in all, the event was first class. Shout out to, Capital Hoops, who took care of us. DeMatha, the setup, Mike Jones, who's always been supportive, man, great guy. I love the event. Everything was on time. Teams got in there, they competed. Coaches right there. There was no excuses. It's a show and prove. And during that entire weekend, I came Saturday. I just stayed the whole day just to check it out. Watched multiple players just to see who stood out. And here's some names that definitely caught my eye. Some familiar, some new. Ace Baldwin, point guard of St. Francis. He's a senior. VCU commit. To me, he's in the mix. If he's not, the best floor general in the area. His shooting has improved. Mid-range, he's pulling up, no hesitation, knocking it down. But the thing that I love, he can dominate the game without scoring the basketball at all, just by passing. And he can score off minimum shots and still be a threat. And the thing that does not get enough credit when it comes to him is his ability to defend. He'll lock you down. They played Paul VI first, and he gave those guards hell. Those guards were really a non-factor, and he was switching on different guards. Whoever he switched on, they would just be quiet. It was like, what happened to him? And then as soon as he come out the game or switch back, then they'd start making plays. And that's why he's perfect for what's going on at VCU. It was a great choice for him to go down there. I've always been a fan, but I just kind of see the game starting to slow down for him, where he understands in its entirety what a point guard is supposed to bring at different times. Once he masters it, the sky's the limit. Another guy, Tyler Brailsford, point guard, Mount St. Joseph, 6'3". George Washington commit, so I'm going to see a lot of him soon. Crafty ball handler, finisher, who has excellent court vision in the past, and that's one thing. I've seen clips and stuff of him. That's one thing that jumped out, and I saw him when he was younger. I didn't know he could pass the ball like that. Like, he's dominant with it, and he makes his teammates better. And the thing that jumps out, he's elite at controlling the pace. Even he could play either way, fast or slow, but he slows the game down depending on who's in the game and who his weapons are around him. And he controls that, which gives his team, even though they might run up against teams more talented, by him slowing the pace down, controlling the game, it gives them a chance to win. And that's rare for young players. Once he gets stronger and extends his range out to 3, his overall impact will elevate greatly. I'm excited to see what he does at the next level at GW. Hunter Dickinson was by far probably the player of the weekend. I've talked many times about a 7-foot center, out of DeMatha as a senior, for people that don't know. Highly skilled. He always had that skill since 8th grade. He could step out, hit the 3, dangerous in the high post, can draw passes to anybody, backdoor cuts, can turn around, stop and pop, shoot the mid-range. But that wasn't what jumped out. His athleticism was starting to catch up. This weekend they played Bullets. He was just drop stepping and dunking on 2-3 dudes like he's Shaq out there. It was bad. I think the game against Bullets, he had 25 points at 12 or 15 shooting, 1 for 3 from 3, like 9 or 10 dunks. just dunking on him. And he can run the floor. He's fast, so he's more explosive just all around. Because he was even running the floor and beating everybody down the court for dunks. Normally he a lumber, you can catch up with him, whatever like that, or they have to slow for him. No, he can run with the breakdown. So I'm like, man, if that catches up with everything else that he got, he can be playing 82 games real soon. It's just a no-brainer. He had 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 blocks in the win over Bullets. But against Paul VI, 31 points at 13 to 23 shooting, 19 rebounds and 4 blocks.
Dominated.
God just dominated. Many offers. He just got one from North Carolina. It's wherever you want to go. It's just that simple. But I mean, just now that his athleticism is catching up, everything's starting to come together, and he's starting to be complete. He basically has everything now, and he's unstoppable. So I expect him just to dominate his senior year. Trevor Keels, Paul, the 6'5" guard, junior in 2021 class, smooth shooting wing. Reminds me a lot of Paul Pierce. Sneaky athleticism, highly skilled, efficient scoring the ball, solid defender. Like I say, he's not the most explosive player, but he gets the job done. He knows how to use his size and strength and get to spots on the floor where opponents basically at his mercy. He can just rise up and shoot over him and knock it down. Milton Matthews Jr., Rock Creek 6'4", senior. He might be the best shooter in the area, sniper. Just like we talk about Steph and Clay, being able to score off the bounce, on the move, spotting up, he has all of that. He has to improve his playmaking for others, but being a consistent defender. But hands down, he's one of the most explosive scorers and shooters in the area. He posted 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists on 8 of 12 shooting, 5 of 8 from 3, and a win over good counsel. So that kind of tells you how deadly he is if he gets any daylight, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So you can't give him any space. Eric Reynolds for Bullets, 6'2" guard in the class of 2021. He's a special two-way guard. He had 15.6 rebounds and 2 assists in the loss at DeMatha, but he was fearless attacking Hunter and all those guys. He swarmed guys on defense. Outside of a guy I'm gonna talk about soon, Earl Timberlake, he locked up a lot of DeMatha guards, and they had trouble with him. He can score from all 3 levels, has a nice handle. He's athletic and hard to stop in transition. The thing that stuck out with me, nobody outside Timberlake, like I said, could guard him from DeMatha. Like, they couldn't deal with him. He was literally getting past him at will. So expect him to have an all-match season. He's that good. He's fairly young. His backcourt mate Rodney Rice, 6'3", point guard, 170. He's in the 2022 class. He's even younger. Rising sophomore. He caught my eye with his all-around impact. He's a pass-first point guard, but he can score. He showed he could shoot from D, get to the basket off the bounce consistently. Against DeMatha, he had 23 points and 3 rebounds and 7 to 17 shooting. That was the other backcourt that they stayed in the game until Hunter just came in and just overwhelmed them late in the game. But it was a close game for most of the night. He had great shooting, and like I said, just like him outside Timberlake, he had to keep switching between the 2 guards for Bullets because no one on DeMatha could really keep those guys in front of him. While he only had 1 assist, he set up his teammates in prime scoring position time after time, but they just couldn't convert. His combination of size, skill, toughness, and it's a sight to see. So keep an eye on this kid moving forward. Ja'Kai Robinson, 6'4" point guard, National Christian Academy in the 2021 class, playmaker lefty with a smooth mid-range game. He's automatic once he gets to a spot in the mid-range, elevates for a jumper, especially off the bounce. Solid rebounder and defender. Robinson's definitely in the mix as one of the top guards in the area. Another big man, Audrey Screens, my first time seeing him. 6'10" center in the 2020 class out of St. Stephen's, St. Agnes. He's raw, but he's physically gifted. He's very athletic for his size. He can run the floor well. He can defend on the perimeter. Obviously, pick and roll is big now at all levels. He can get out on the perimeter, guard guards, and get back in the paint to protect the basket. And he finishes well inside. He has a soft touch. He has a couple post moves as well inside. He just has to expand his game out on the perimeter, and he'll be fine. He's an elite rebounder. When I mean by athletic, he's quick with the second jump off the ground. So if you don't get it, he's quick to tip. And obviously with his size, he's more than likely going to get the board. Against Baltimore powerhouse St. Francis, he was plagued by foul trouble, which limited him to 12 minutes of game action. He still posted 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks on 6 of 12 shooting. So that just tells you about his potential, in 12 minutes. So You know, they barely lost too, so that just tells you how dominant he is. So he's gonna help him. He's gonna be a major factor for a program moving forward. Earl Timberlake, I said I was gonna get to him. He probably put on the best show over the weekend. 6'6" guard out of DeMatha in the 2020 class. He just picked up an offer from North Carolina as well from this weekend. They got him running point now, which I was laughing at, because now obviously he loves to drive past you because he's explosive and he's strong. He's bigger than most guards, but no one's really had an answer for him. Now that he has added a reliable three-point shot, it still has ways to go, but you have to recognize and go contest. You know, as one college coach told me, you know, it's opened up the floor for him. So now it's just you kind of at his mercy. Timberlake scored and facilitated at will as well. He was, you know, strong defender all weekend. In the win over Bullis, like I just said, had a dangerous backcourt of their own. Timberlake posted 13 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists on 4 of 8 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3 with 1 turnover in 25 minutes. That's how flawless he is. Keep in mind, this is the first time he's playing point.
I was just gonna ask you, how's his feel for it? Is he?
Yeah, he can pass. He got it. You know what I'm saying? It's just you kind of see that over the years with DeMatha. Like, you know, first it was Markel, then Moore was behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Then it was Moore turn last. Justin Moore's turn last year. He was at Villanova. It was his turn last year. Earl was kind of on the sideline. Well, not sideline, but you know, running the two or whatever like that. Now it's his time. He got the ball in his hands, and you know, it's pain. It's bad. So. He was flawless, and it shows just where he is with his game being so complete. And I just think it's just going to make him blossom wherever college he chooses to. Then, you know, they damn sure getting a player. And Jamal West, a forward, 6'6", 220 out of St. Francis, senior. Just a walking double-double. As soon as he wake up, just pencil in a double-double. You know, despite being undersized, his motor, length, and athleticism doesn't make up for it. I don't care what's down there, 7-footers, whatever. He's going to get the double-double. 6'6". He's a very good athlete, ability to knock down the mid-range jumper, consistently finishes strong inside. He's explosive enough to dunk in traffic, regardless of the size of the front court. He crashes the boards like a madman. In a win over Paul VI, West scored 17 points, grabbed 19 rebounds, 10 offensive. So, you know, that's just a great example, you know what I'm saying? So, a few more names just to keep an eye on moving forward. Jules McCoy out of St. Mary's, Riken, 6'4" guard. Garrett Brennan, 6'1" point guard. St. Stephen's St. Agnes in the 2022 class. Philip Carter, 6'6", out of Good Counsel, senior. Javante Brown Ferguson, 6'11", center, Mount St. Joe's, 2021 class. Josiah Freeman, 6'4" guard. Paul VI out of 2020. Keno Lilly, 6'2" guard out of Landon in the 2021 class. Bez Bing, there you go. Guard 6'3", 175 out of Good Counsel in the 2021 class. Julian Reese, who's the brother of Angel Reese, you know, the top prospect out of St. Francis. There's a younger brother, 6'10" forward out of St. Francis, 2021 class. Keep an eye on him. Alex Saul, 6-foot point guard out of Landon, 2022 class. Paul Smith, who I believe is the X factor for DeMatha, because everybody's going to focus on Hunter and Earl Dickinson. This is the guy, if he produced, they got a chance of making that a lot of national noise. 6'8" forward out of DeMatha, he's a senior. And Deshaun Harris-Smith, 6'4" guard, 185, 2023 class. Paul VI, freshman, special. He's going to rewrite the books.
6'4".